Public service announcement. The Green Bay Packers suck. Someone that doesn't suck would be the Chicago Bears because we love them. What's going on? This is Bears Latest. I'm Dan Levy. Fan Art Sports. It's where we break down all kinds of Chicago Bears news, rumors, and get involved with all kinds of content. So don't forget to like, subscribe, get in the comments section. Let's chat it up, and let's continue to grow this fun channel. All right, this one just came in over the weekend. Yep, you're looking at it right now. Ryan Poles, general manager, somebody who we were all hating at the end of last season, has definitely turned a corner, especially in the eyes of the owners and the guys in charge at Hallis Hall, because they have extended him through 2029. Now, is this a pretty surprising move that they went ahead and did this? And it happens to be the exact same length of a contract that they gave Ben Johnson. Coincidence? Probably not. Yep, it's the same GM that has yet to post a winning season, the same GM whose teams have finished dead last in the NFC North every year he's been in charge. So the question you're asking, the one I've asked, why did the Bears do it now? Well, despite the record, the Bears clearly believe that Poles is building something. He flipped the 2023 number one overall draft pick into DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tariq Stevenson, when he pays attention to plays, and eventually it led to the franchise quarterback that we all now have, number 18, Caleb Williams. He hit the reset button hard, shedding bad contracts, loading up on draft capital, and now, well, he's rebuilt the roster and the coaching staff from the ground up. Ben Johnson is his hire. Caleb Williams is his draft pick and his quarterback. And after adding vets like Joe Thuney, Grady Jarrett, and Jonah Jackson, Poles now has a roster that finally looks ready to compete. On paper, that is. Here's the risk, and this is where the Bears show that some things haven't changed. Well, because the Bears, the wins have yet to come, Poles owns a .294 win percentage. He's overseen 2 double-digit losing streaks, and while the moves look good now, we've been down this road before with the Bears rebuilds. We've been down this. We've seen this story happen over and over and over again. We win the offseason. Everybody goes crazy in July, getting into training camp. We go into training camp going, oh, my God, it's a new team. These guys look great. And then in the fall, it looks kind of bad, and by Christmas, we're asking and yelling for a change to be made. So let's be real. This extension is based more on faith than results. But Poles now has runway, a little bit longer of a leash. He and Johnson are locked in together, no more excuses. And if they can finally get the quarterback and coach right, something this franchise has failed on for decades, this is well worth it. This is a great move. However, if they get it wrong, this is, again, exactly what is the same old story. Is this the beginning of a new era of continuity for the Bears, or will this move come back to haunt them if things go south this season? Either way, the clock is officially ticking louder than ever, and Ryan Poles, you have more of a leash than you ever did. But here are my final thoughts on this one. It is way too early to extend Ryan Poles. Just a couple of months ago, at the end of last season, we were asking for this guy to get fired. We were asking for this person to no longer be here and calling the shots. We didn't even know if him or Kevin Warren were making the shots. At one point, when they were doing the whole head coaching thing, Kevin Warren was leading the actual interviews. He was the one that was stepping in and be in charge of all this. And then it went back and forth. Oh, it's Ben's call to make, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, it became him. It became Ryan Poles. And then they went and got Ben Johnson. That's just the way of Kevin Warren to say to himself, I'm not putting my head in this one. I'm sticking my neck back where it belongs, and I don't want to be on the hook for this one. We don't know what these Bears seasons are. Everybody is for rent. There is no reason to extend this guy. So now, if this season is a bust, if Ben Johnson is a bust, if Caleb Williams is either a bust or gets hurt or he's done in any way, shape, or form, and do we expect Ryan Poles to make another rebuild? No. Stop overspending just for the sake of overspending. Let Ryan Poles feel this. Let him feel the pressure. You just took all the pressure off this guy. He was feeling it. He just bumped up everybody. He went and hit the reset button. He got a brand new head coach, new coaching staff altogether, and we beefed up an offensive line. We made some smart draft picks. What are we looking at, though? On paper, it looks good. On paper last season, the Kansas City Chiefs should have won a three-peat. It didn't happen. On paper, the Detroit Lions should have won the Super Bowl. It didn't happen. On paper, Caleb Williams should have been Rookie of the Year, and he should have gone a lot further than Jaden Daniels. It didn't happen. So why are the Bears and why do Chicago sports teams continually do this? Just extend. We like you. We're going to extend you. And then all of a sudden we got to fire you. Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm sorry to be that one, the negative part of what I believe what happens in Chicago teams, but I've been here for 25 years. We've been Bears fans all of our lives, and we've seen this happen. I've covered the Bears. I've been around the franchise. I know how professional sports work, and it's way too early to do this. It's way too early, especially in this mode of it's either win or die now. That's where I want everybody's heads at. I want Ben Johnson feeling that. I want Ryan Poles feeling that. Caleb Williams, it's on you too. Some people out there say you're a bust. Some people out there say you're already better than Jaden Daniels. Hilarious. Some people say you're even better than Jordan Love. Where's the proof? We didn't see it. Generational talent is what they throw on you. Heisman Trophy Award winner. And then you came here saying, I don't want to be a Bear. I don't want to be a Bear. I don't want to be a Bear. But I'm not going to say it out loud until the end where nobody was in the room with me to watch film. I don't know how to watch film. I don't know what to see. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's all on you, buddy. They're giving you a drill sergeant of a coach. They're giving you offensive weapons, offensive line. They're giving you everything you got to succeed, buddy. But it's on you to do it. And if you don't do it, look up. Ben Johnson, Ryan Poles, you guys are on the hot seat. So I'm hoping Bears, Kevin Warren, and everybody at the top, the McCaskies, they know what's coming. Ben Johnson, you don't perform. Caleb Williams, you don't perform. Ryan Poles, this team you put together doesn't perform. The holes that you've yet to really address, like a pass rusher, an edge rusher, maybe a little bit better job in the running back room. If those don't perform, buddy, we made another mistake. And we'll find out whether or not that's happened. Speaking of Ryan Poles and moves that have been made, well, fans are still buzzing about that actual part of him getting extended. And the big addition names that have come to the Bears this offseason, Ryan Poles quietly is playing some chess while other people are still playing checkers, we think. With training camp just 2 weeks away, the Bears signed 4 under-the-radar players who are not going to grab some headlines, but could play meaningful roles. And these aren't just bodies to fill out the 90-man roster. They are strategic bets that Ryan Poles didn't really want a lot of people to know about, but threw them in there as just in case. And that's actually the part I do like. I like when they kind of do these little things here and there to kind of beef things up that maybe we don't know about. But should it be one of those situations where the next man is up, injuries go down? Because let's face it, a lot of times we've thought, what's the offensive line going to be? And then guys get hurt, centers get hurt. Who's next? This is where real decisions get made. So now there's competition fuel. And in a league where depth and development make the difference in December, these are the kind of signings that can quietly shape the 53-man roster. Or maybe not. Jordan McFadden, the trench bet. Jordan McFadden is a name that, only some fans may or may not recognize. But coaches and scouts definitely do. The 6'5", 315-pound offensive tackle was a multi-year starter at Clemson, protecting Trevor Lawrence during their national title run and anchoring one of the top offenses during their national title run in offensive lines of college football. He's got the versatility. He's having played both tackle and guard, and his $6 million deal with just $1.5 million guaranteed says it all. That's nothing. That is affordable. He's here to compete, no cost, and at no cost. Chicago's offensive line overhaul has focus on experience and flexibility. And if McFadden sticks, he could be a depth gem or even a push for reps early. And again, should the next man be up, it's nice to know that there's another guy ready to roll who can possibly do some things. So I'm good with that one. Another one, a utility back, Travis Homer. Again, another not a household name, but he's the kind of back coaches love. Quick, reliable, and brings a third down element that fits perfectly behind starter DeAndre Swift, who may or may not be a starter. We'll see how that one goes, too. This running back competition at camp time with Roshan Johnson, Kyle Monangai. Well, it wouldn't be bad to have another guy in there. Homer signed a 1-year, $1.2 million prove-it deal. And what he lacks in size, he makes up for it in burst, pass protection, and special teams value, which is always something we kind of specialize here at the Chicago Bears, especially since we have Devin Hester, who is the greatest special teams of all time, just going into the Football Hall of Fame. With Roschon Johnson still developing and rookie Kyle Monangai unproven, Homer does have a legitimate shot to carve out a role, especially if he shows up strong in preseason action. He's the guy who might not move the needle now, but come week 5, you'll be glad he's in the building and hopefully somebody that we can rely on should, again, all things go bust for the other 3. Now, the wide receiver room is deep, but Ja'Day Walker and J.P. Richardson each bring something different and are both worth watching closely as they are now part of the Bears pack. Ja'Day Walker out of Tennessee went undrafted, but put up over 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns last season. At 6'3", with long strides and red zone instincts, he is a projected receiver with jump ball upside. Think mismatch threat if he can refine his routes. As for J.P. Richardson, it's the opposite. Polished, technical, and steady. Not a burner, but has reliable hands, high football IQ, and strong route awareness. The Bears placed only $2.2 million in restricted free agent tender on him, and that's not chump change for a wide receiver 5. It shows the team sees value, and whether it's a slot backup or special teams contributor, we'll take it. The big picture with this one is, well, none of these signings are splashy, but that's the point. Ryan Poles isn't just building a team, he is trying to build a culture of accountability and competition. The signings that he snagged pushed the roster from the bottom up. They forced the guys ahead of them on the depth chart to prove it daily. And with 40 new players, 17 new coaches entering the 2025 camp, this is not status quo training camp. This is what we want out of a training camp. A battlefield. It's exactly how you uncover the surprise names that change a season. The Bears aren't done shaping this team, and they're just getting started. So we're either seeing guys that are going to push the competition, get guys to be on their A game, or they're out, or maybe they're guys that are making sure that guys who got drafted this in the 7th round or other rounds that we snagged them in, maybe they're out. But either way, don't sleep on it. Come late August, when roster cuts start rolling in, don't be surprised if these names. Don't be surprised if a couple of these names actually stay, and don't be surprised if they're gone, because that's football. That's the ripple effect Poles is banking on. The real Bear stories this summer won't be the headliners, but they'll be at the camp grinders and the ones turning who into wow. So keep your eyes on McFadden, Homer, Walker, and Richardson. These might be the names that we look at and go, hey, wow, I didn't see these guys coming. Here they are. Or maybe this was a mistake. And speaking of possible mistakes, well, there are some critics out there that are saying that maybe the Bears snagging Dayo Odeyingbo, that 3-year, $48 million contract this offseason, may not have been the best way to roll. There's a lot of fans and analysts out there raising their eyebrows and saying that's not depth money. It's the you better produce money. For a player coming off a season with just 3 sacks, the investment felt like a gamble, and Chicago needs a strong complement to Montez Sweat, which some expected to be the bigger name. The contract set a high bar, and whether it's not as fair or not, the payday means that Odeyingbo has to prove he's more than just a solid rotational guy. $48 million is a lot coming from the Bears, and he was supposed to be a guy that they were plugging a hole for that defense. Remember, the offense got all the love, and for once the defense, not so much, but snagging him was supposed to be the big defensive plug that may or may not go. Bleacher Report didn't pull any punches. They named Odeyingbo the most likely bust for the Bears headlining into the 2025 season. Their reasoning? He's being paid to be a difference maker, but his stats don't scream that. 3 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 19 pressures in 17 games just don't cut it when you're viewed as one of the other starting edge rushers opposite Montez Sweat. And Montez Sweat is awesome. So for critics, it's less about potential and more about proven production. And so far, they don't see enough. They don't see that $48 million going to a guy who's going to complement Montez Sweat. I, for one, am not sure. But those numbers don't tell the full story, because Odeyingbo played 746 snaps last season, ranking 22nd among all edge rushers per Pro Football the PFF. That workload shows the Colts trust in him as a full-time starter. He's also more than just an edge guy, 6'6", 286 pounds, with freakishly long 35.25-inch arms. He's lined up inside on occasion and held his own against the run. His physical profile gives the Bears a lot to work with, and this isn't just a stats play. It's a bet on traits. And don't forget about the 2023 season. That season, he came alive with career highs across the board. 8 sacks, 38 tackles, 17 QB hits, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 recoveries. And that was just a rotational piece. Those flashes showed what he's capable of when used properly. The Bears are clearly banking on that version of him. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given him the $48 million bucks. So the one thing Odeyingbo didn't have at Indianapolis was consistent help inside. In Chicago, he'll have it. Grady Jarrett, Andrew Billings, Gervin Dexter, and rookie Shamar Turner form a much deeper and more disruptive interior rotation. That should free up both Odeyingbo and Sweat on the outside, giving them more one-on-one matchups. If the interior collapses the pocket, the edge guys will eat, and Odeyingbo could benefit in a big way. But calling him an actual bust right now, where we haven't even seen the chemistry, you haven't even seen what he could do with Montez Sweat. Again, we're just a few weeks away from everybody coming to Hallis Hall and getting this one going. Odeyingbo is still just 25 years old. He's entering his physical prime and finally healthy after entering a league with a torn Achilles. Pass rushers don't all develop at the same speed. And look at late bloomers like Zadarius Smith and Trey Hendrickson. With more playing time and better scheme support, there's every reason to think that Odeyingbo still has room to grow into a legit starting caliber edge over $48 million. That bet better be right. Also, the most important piece of this puzzle might be the new defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen. He has proven track record of getting the most out of defensive linemen. In New Orleans, Allen helped Cam Jordan and reach elite levels and got career seasons out of guys like Marcus Davenport and a bunch of other guys over there. He knows how to scheme for size, length, and power. All things Odeyingbo brings to the table. If Allen sees a multiple weapon in him, that alone will make him worth watching a lot closely. At the end of the day, this isn't just about sacks. The Bears paid for traits of upside and lift and a player who still is growing into the potential. Odeyingbo lines up with Bears core with their timeline, young, athletic, versatile, and if he hits, Chicago's got a true bookend to a pair with Montez Sweat. If he doesn't, that contract's going to suck. Not as much as the Packers, but it's going to suck. But for now, the front office believes the arrow's pointing up, and if they're giving him every chance to prove critics wrong in 2025, that is where we go with this one. But I will say this. We haven't seen anything yet. Just like the faith that they put in Ryan Poles, they're putting into Odeyingbo, but we will find out sooner enough whether or not he is worth that money. But again, let's give that team a little bit of time. Let's give Dennis Allen some time to work with a guy like that. If he's worked with guys and have been able to mold and develop guys the way he has in New Orleans, if he could put his hands on this Bears defense and make it one thing that we all don't have to worry about, because let's face it, the defense is the side of the football that we're all concerned with. That is the one spot that we have no real answers for. So if that is something that we can take care of, and that is something that we can hang on as far as fans are concerned, let's wait and see what happens. It's hard to do it. We want to come into training camp going, this team rocks. We got everything solid. We're going to be as good as the Bills. We're going to be as good as the Chiefs. We have nothing to worry about. We're like the Ravens. We got a quarterback that's going to outperform Jaden Daniels. Let's see what happens. Again, Ben Johnson has never been a real head coach. He just happens to be the guy who's generated a killer offense in Detroit and did some awesome things. But he was smart enough to hire a lot of good coaching talent with him, guys that will challenge him, guys that have experience. And Dennis Allen was a head coach. So he was smart enough to say, I'm going to put another guy in this room with me that can give me other ways of looking at it. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Bears here in this 2025 season. What I do know is that training camp is starting up. What I do know, it feels good to be a Bears fan right now, like it has every offseason. We've gotten into some off seasons where this team's not going to be great, but there's some things to look for. This is the season where we got guys where we're saying, it's so good, you got to prove to us that we're this good. It feels good to be on this side. So Bears fans, Remember, keep your heads on a swivel. Everything looks good, but we never know. And a few weeks into the season, we'll know exactly what we're working with. But as of right now, Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson, you guys are together. Caleb Williams, it's all on you because they have beefed up this offense. And to the free agents out there that the Bears signed, I hope you're as good as they say that you could be, because there would be nothing more satisfying than knowing that there are guys that weren't being talked about that can come in clutch for this Bears season. Let's see what happens. Let's enjoy it. And we'll keep doing this over and over again. This has been the Bears Latest. I'm Dan Levy for Fan Art Sports. Once again, you can follow me at Bass On Air, BASS On Air. I'm on social media. You can find me all over there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, help me grow this channel. Bears fans, it is up to you and me to get this party keep starting and keep it going. We're excited for this. And remember, one thing is first and foremost, and you can put your head to sleep on this one alone. The Packers suck. Bears rule. See you guys next time.